Welcome back. The Ministry of Social Services to honor a number of pioneers in social work at a special banquet at Le Chateau on the Green this coming Saturday night. Tonight, Megan Shepherd introduces us to one of the honorees who will be recognized for touching the lives of students throughout the district.
She has helped to shape the lives of thousands of students. For Dorothy Lightbourne, it was one incident in particular that sparked her passion to feed and nurture her students.
And as he was going out, I noticed his pants was all greasy. He was greasy. So I said, when he came back, I said, "Come here, Sammy. What is it? What you have in your pocket?" And he said, "That's my lunch." I said, "Your lunch?" He said, "Yes." And he, hung his head down. I said, "Don't be sad." I said, "That's all your mother could afford to give you. You be happy about it." And it was from that experience that I decided to make sure that every child in my class had a proper lunch.
Lightbourne says after this, she began the school lunch program at Martintown Primary with the help of other staff members. She says from sandwiches to hot lunches, her mission was to feed every child in need. But her kindness didn't stop there. Lightbourne would also have uniforms made for students.
I would get blouses and stuff, as you know, I travel a lot to the U.S. And I must thank Customs because they had a saying, when you see Joan and you see Mrs. Lightbourne, she had 2 big blue suitcases and they were full of children's clothes, where I would buy all of the socks and the underclothes and blouse and stuff. I'd bring them all in.
Lightbourne says it fills her with pride to see her students doing well and leading successful lives in the community. She says that back then, it was a village that raised a child.
We had a very good relationship with Nurse Anderson, so our health care was taken care of. The commissioners, the police, it was a family. It was really a community. I made sure the children and their parents, some of them had 2 jobs in the 70s. Send them to the school and they would clean the yard and we would do all the indoor painting, and I taught the boys how to mix cement, and we found the walkway and fixed the locks, the bathrooms, we fixed everything.
Many who know Lightbourne and have passed through her classroom say she truly gives from her heart. She says everything she did was for the love of her kids and wanted them to know that they were all truly special. Lightbourne will be honored this Saturday for her many years of dedication. Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. The Bahamas Down Syndrome Association thrilled with the level of support given to the Rock Your Socks awareness campaign this past Friday. Persons from throughout the community, including local schools, joining in the initiative to heighten awareness about Down syndrome. Officials using every medium possible to get the message out, including social media. We caught up with the president of the local association, Wendy Hanna, at a conclave. She says the response locally exceeded their expectations.
I feel great. I think the Grand Bahama community has really come out and given us the support that we were hoping for. So Grand Bahama rocks, and it's just exciting for the society to really get the support from the community. I was expecting this, so I'm glad that my expectations have been met and exceeded.
That message once again in support of Down syndrome.
Basically, it's just to accept people with Down syndrome, include them, even though you don't have a perfect pair of socks, they're still perfect in the eyes of our community, and just to, show them love, show them support, and treat them as you would anybody else with love and respect.
Hannah says next year is expected to be even better, as there is a call for the association to take its campaign to the next level. The Bahamas National...
Next year, everybody has been asking me to sell the wacky, crazy socks. So we might use that as a fundraiser for next year, that we'll sell people the fun, crazy socks to wear on this day. So I think it's going to just go from higher to higher heights, and more people will be, jump on board, I'm sure.
The Bahamas National Trust hosting its public lecture series on Grand Bahama. The topic of discussion, the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust's Tagging and Genetics Program, which has been around for 5 years. Justin Lewis, the Bahamas Initiative Coordinator for the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, shedding light on the program.
We put these little dart tags in the bonefish and we use it to track their movements, figure out their growth rates, and hopefully find out where spawning aggregation sites are. We have other scientists working on this, but we mostly depend on local guides and recreational anglers helping us out in our efforts.
Lewis says there is insufficient public information about the bonefish in the Bahamas. The bonefish, he notes, is important to the Bahamian economy, and the tagging program can help with this study.
141 million annually to the Bahamian economy. We depended on them for a long time for food and for employment, and they're also ecologically important as well. We don't have a problem with overfishing. It's more coastal degradation through tourism developments, by dredging and putting in marinas and whatnot, that is destroying the habitat which bonefish depend on, and thus it's displacing them.
The Bonefish and Tarpon Trust is advising Bahamians to join the campaign. If tagged fish are caught, the trust says the fish should be measured and weighed, and the trust is to be contacted using the